qu'il soit une personnalité de NBC alors que le pays part en guerre. Ce type laisse parler les opposants à la guerre sur notre chaîne.
The American people need to know there is no just cause for this war.
There's no evidence that there is even a weapon that exists in that country yet.
Journalists, too many of them, and some quite explicitly, have said that they see their mission as helping the war effort. And if you define your mission that way, you'll end up suppressing news that might be important, accurate, but maybe isn't helpful to the war effort.
On ne veut pas être lié à ce genre de personnage public. On aurait pu être accusé de ne pas être patriotique. Il aurait été plus difficile de faire jeu égal avec les patriotes de la Fox ou de CNN. Plus généralement, les médias sont inquiets. Il y avait la pression du gouvernement, celle de la publicité, la critique des lecteurs, auditeurs et spectateurs. Bon sang, nos soldats sont sur le champ de bataille, il faut les soutenir, ne posez pas ces questions difficiles.
It seems to me that the right thing to do for patriots when American lives are at risk and Americans are dying is to unite behind the troops until victory is won. Now on this show, Buchanan and Press, we've had a good debate for 8 months on this conflict, but now it seems when the war comes, the debate ends. I think unity, Bill, is essential at this time, or at least when the guns begin to fire.
C'est une stratégie très efficace, du moins à court terme, de dire globalement, écoutez, il faut soutenir les troupes. Il faut faire un effort pour associer le soutien aux troupes et le soutien à la politique du président.
Once the war against Saddam begins, we expect every American to support our military, and if they can't do that, to shut up.
In addition to Phil Donahue, many other journalists have been silenced for crossing the mythical line known as objectivity.
Today, NBC News fired journalist Peter Arnett this morning for participating in an interview on Iraqi state-controlled television.
Arnett criticized American war planning and said his reports about civilian casualties in the Iraqi resistance were encouraging to anti-war protesters in America.
Si vous êtes pour la guerre, vous êtes objectif. Si vous êtes contre, vous avez des préjugés. Souvent, un présentateur n'est aucunement critiqué pour avoir présenté des arguments en faveur de la guerre, et il ne rêverait jamais d'en prononcer contre elle.
I was trying to think of something that would be appropriate to say on an occasion like this, and as is often the case, the best you can come up with is something that Shakespeare wrote for Henry V, wreak havoc and unleash the dogs of war.
C'est une indication sur jusqu'où le terrain des médias est faussé. Nous ne devons pas oublier que la rédaction de CNN, considérée par beaucoup comme une chaîne libérale, a reçu un mémo de son directeur de l'information, Walter Isaacson, à l'automne 2001, alors que les missiles tombaient sur l'Afghanistan, qui informait les présentateurs et les journalistes que chaque fois qu'ils montraient des images à l'écran de ceux qui mouraient en Afghanistan, ils devaient rappeler aux spectateurs américains que c'était dans le contexte des événements du 11 septembre. Comme si on pouvait oublier le 11 septembre.
Where we talked to several people who told us that various friends and relatives had died in the bombing there, in that collateral damage. Nick Robertson, CNN, Kandahar, Afghanistan.
And we would just remind you, as we always do now with these reports from inside the Taliban-controlled Afghanistan, that you're seeing only one side of the story, that these U.S. military actions that Nick Robertson was talking about are in response to a terrorist attack that killed 5,000 and more innocent people inside the United States.
Kandahar, and we juxtapose what we're hearing from the Taliban with a live picture of the cleanup that continues in Lower Manhattan. Ground Zero, again, a 24-hour operation that has not ebbed. 5,000 killed that day back on Tuesday, September 11th, their biggest crime, as civilians going to work that day.
And yet,
Pourtant, selon les statistiques ou les meilleures estimations, plus de civils ont été tués par les bombardements en Afghanistan que le nombre de personnes mortes dans les tours jumelles de New York. Les objections morales qu'on pourrait soulever sur le massacre de civils pour venger les attentats du 11 septembre ont été tues par le slogan « Guerre contre la terreur » et par la façon dont la Maison-Blanche et le Congrès ainsi que les médias l'ont utilisé.
Free flows of information have been further blocked by a more general atmosphere of contempt for anti-war voices.
Among them are a group called Code Pink, which is headed by Medea Benjamin, who's a terrorist sympathizer, dictator-worshipping propagandist.
The far-left element in America is a destructive force that must be confronted.
Some Americans, sadly, not interested in victory, and yet they want us to believe that their behavior is patriotic. Well, it's not.
What? To call the president stupid, he doesn't know much about anything, that's just great. Go with Danny Glover and Susan Sarandon. You fit in perfect.
To in any way be defending a torturer, a killer, a dictator who used chemical weapons against his own people is pretty remarkable, but it's a very long tradition in the Democratic Party.
Pay no heed to the peaceniks and the left-wing rock stars. They've had their 15 minutes of fame.
These people are essentially useless. They are reflexively opposed to war. It's a principled position, but it's the wrong position, and you can't take them seriously as a strategic voice.
Millions and billions of useless people out there.
If you want to have democracy,
Pour avoir une démocratie, il faut un flot libre d'informations à travers le corps social. Ces blocages ou ce genre de manipulation ne doivent pas exister.
While mainstream journalists have rarely called attention in real time to the failure of news media to provide necessary information and real debate, they have repeatedly pointed to their own failures well after wars have been launched.
During the course of this war, there was a lot of snap, too, in press coverage. We're at war, the world's changed, we have to root for the country to some extent. And yet it seems something missing from this debate was a critical analysis of where it was taking us.
Those of us in journalism never even looked at the issue of occupation.
Because?
Because it just didn't occur to it. We weren't smart enough. You'd had to have gone against the grain.
Right, you'd also come off as kind of a pointy head trying to figure out some obscure issue here. Yeah, it's good guys and bad guys.
Negativism.
news media.
Plus tard, les médias ont fait remarquer qu'il y avait eu des mensonges à propos du golfe de Tonkin ou sur les armes de destruction massive en Irak.
I'm sorry to say, but certainly television and perhaps to an extent my station was intimidated by the administration and its foot soldiers at Fox News.
We should have been more skeptical.
Mais cela ne ramènera pas ceux qui sont morts, ceux qui ont été tués dans leur propre pays ou envoyés par le président des États-Unis pour tuer dans ce pays. Après le conflit, c'est bien beau de dire que le système a bien fonctionné ou que la vérité a vu le jour, mais quand il s'agit de vie ou de mort, la vérité sort toujours trop tard.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
There is, quote, complete confusion. This will be a campaign unlike any other in the senior Iraqi military leadership.
Bang, 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 bang. All in the same.
Once public support is in place and war is finally underway, the news media necessarily turn from covering the rationales for war to covering war itself.
Quand le président décide que les États-Unis doivent entrer en guerre, celle-ci devient un produit. Surtout dans les premières phases, la couverture médiatique ressemble à des relations publiques sur la guerre.
Influencing the nature of this war coverage has been a priority of one administration after another since Vietnam, when conventional wisdom held that it was negative media coverage that turned the American people against the war and forced U.S. withdrawal. Since that time, and beginning with new urgency during the 1991 Gulf War, the Pentagon has worked with increasing sophistication to shape media coverage of war. As then Defense Secretary Dick Cheney noted about the importance of public perceptions during the first Iraq War, frankly, I looked on it as a problem to be managed. The information function was extraordinarily important. I did not have a lot of confidence that I could leave it to the press.
L'invasion de Grenade en 1983 et l'invasion de Panama en 1989, puis la guerre du Golfe début 1991, ont été diffusées comme des shows télévisés. Les producteurs étaient au Pentagone. Dans le cas de la guerre en Irak, ils décidaient avec précision quelles images seraient données aux chaînes de télévision. Ils faisaient sans cesse des briefings, utilisant l'importance accrue du câble. Et ils ont appelé ça « Tempête du désert ».
Breaking news of what's now officially called Operation Desert Storm.
Good evening.
Operation Desert Storm rages on.
Tout cela a été très calculé. On pourrait considérer qu'il s'agissait d'une époque où, du point de vue du gouvernement américain, on manipulait les médias